What is up, guys? Bixis here. We're talking about the Resident Evil remake. So now that we've gotten the announcement for RE9, it has been on my mind and on the community's mind what we will see next for a remake. So I decided to talk about which ones I think would be the best. This is my opinion. Obviously, the community has their favorites. I'm just going to talk about which ones I think should be remade and which ones uh, maybe aren't really needed, or obviously some have already been done. So we'll talk about that. And yeah, Resident Evil is one of my favorite series. So let's get right into this. Let's knock some of these easy ones out. 2, 3, and 4. Not only just remade, but remade really recently. It's not happening. Like, and if you're hoping for these, I don't really get it. Let's start off with a banger. Code Veronica. I'm gonna put it here for right now, just so we can talk about it. Code Veronica, community favorite. For the remake, I could see exactly why that is. This is a game that has probably the least accessibility out of mainline RE games at the moment. It's harder to play. It's not just like it's on Steam sitting around. I believe you can get it on a couple other platforms, but I just think that this would be one where I would love for a lot of modern RE fans to experience this one. If you talk to a lot of fans, even fans that have played through every game, so like every mainline game, this is the one that always gets skipped for them, other than maybe Zero, and it's a shame. I think this one could benefit a lot. There is a lot of cool environments, and I think this one honestly wouldn't be too hard to remake in a good way. I just see this being one of the best picks you can make, and I think it's a fan favorite pick for this next remake. And I think it will be this one? No, but could it happen? I would like to see it. Let's talk about a controversial one, RE1. Now, RE1 Spencer Mansion Estate is one of the best video game settings ever, in my opinion, and definitely one of the pinnacle settings in Resident Evil. The ambiance, the way the map is designed, and just overall the vibe of RE1 is amazing. We obviously have the HD remaster, but to me, at that point, it still plays like an old style Resident Evil game, so it is a remake, but this is definitely one I could see being eligible. And I think this would be one that, if it is done perfectly, could be a top 3 all-time game in the series. But I also think it might be one of the ones that would be the hardest to pull off properly, because RE1 is very slow-paced. There's a lot of puzzles and backtracking. Now, they did a good job with that in RE2 Remake, but RE1 is even more so like that. That's why I'm going to put this in the sure, let's do it tier list spot, because I think that if they were able to do it, I'd be a little bit like, let's see how this goes. Wouldn't be my number one pick, but still be very excited to see that. Resident Evil 0 is one I struggle with, because I don't like Resident Evil 0. It is my least favorite game in the series, because I believe that, personally, after the train, it becomes very, very just It's not my favorite. But there are aspects of 0 that I love. I like the characters, I like Rebecca Chambers, I like the train setting. And I also feel like this one should still go into the let's do it tier list spot, because if they were to nail this one, I do believe that sometimes remakes should not just be made for the best games of all time, but games that had potential but maybe messed a few things up. I think if you polished RE0's features and changed a few things, you could make a fantastic experience. Which is why I think we should give it a chance if it does come. I know a lot of people like RE0. I know a lot of people hate RE0 for a few features. I personally think it would be a fantastic choice to remake. Maybe not my top choice. Definitely not my top choice, but I'd be all on board with it. I think it'd be a good one. We're gonna skip one of these because I'm gonna save it for later. RE5. Now, this is another one that's controversial, because you could still play RE5 now and it still feels pretty damn modern. That being said, RE5 is also one of the more flawed games in the Resident Evil series. I'm making a video right now, a long form video, of why I think RE5 is a flawed but very fun mess of a game. There are some sections that I can't help but think would be absolutely just, I would probably be so damn excited to see, like, what the Wesker moments, the volcano fight, they like stuff like that in the RE engine now in a third-person modern setting. I just think it could be so good, and you could remake parts of this game that were weak and really make it just a top-tier action or like action RE game. Because RE5 at the time, I loved it. It's grown off me a little bit after my like fifth. It's probably the one I've replayed maybe the most. I've played it with so many different people that have not played it. But I think if you remade this one, you could fix a lot of the issues that it has, which is why I'm putting it above RE0, but below Resident Evil. I think RE0 needs the remake more, but my lord, man, I would be so excited to see some of those moments come to light in a remake, and it's definitely one of the most controversial ones to pick. But I still think it'd just be so. I don't know. After seeing, I didn't think RE4 needed one, and then I played it, and I was like, Jesus, I love this, bro. Like, it's just so good. Resident Evil Revelations, I think it's fine the way it is for what it is. I don't think we need one. As somebody who enjoyed Revelations enough, I don't really see a need for the remake of the Revelations games. Same goes for 2. Still playable. You play this on like a Nintendo Switch or something, it's a good little pocket RE experience. But I for sure don't believe that this one needs a remake. RE6. I am in the same boat for this as I am with RE5, except I believe RE6 is just kind of closer to, it is what it is at this point. It leaned way too heavy into action elements. There are aspects of the game, I replayed it recently, I am never replaying it again. I did it again recently. It is one of only like 2 Resident Evil games I will never pick up again, even if somebody asks me to. Because it is not that bad, but it is very, very mediocre. It is very long for how mid it is. And as much as I would love to see certain things in the remake, there's too many better ones that if you came out tomorrow and told me, oh yeah, we're remaking 6 now, I'd be like, what about all the other ones that I have listed above this that would be just... Oh, I mean, honestly, even if you pull them off well, like even if they made the best RE6 remake possible, I think the ones that I have listed above it would be better. I just don't see why they would choose this one. It's also still super modern, so I just think it would be a waste of time, guys. Really, I don't. If you like, if we're like on a schedule of every couple years they do one, and we're in like 2035, then maybe we consider it. But as of right now, if they came out with 6 remake over any of these other ones, I'd be pissed. I don't think they will, because I think that the likelihood is very low, and I think if they were going to do one of the more newer ones, they would do 5, because I just think they would do 5. Okay, let's talk about... I don't even think this is a controversial pick in the Resident Evil community. I think it's a controversial pick to people who aren't super big into RE, like just kind of some, like, oh yeah, I like the series, but it's not my favorite. Outbreak, man. Outbreak. Oh god, I'm gonna glaze the hell out of Outbreak here. Outbreak would be so good for a remake, bro. A old style Resident Evil game, co-op. I'm trying to get this working right now to do a multiplayer playthrough with the boys here. They've never played it, so I'm trying to get it working. I'm so close to getting it functional online. I have a server and stuff. Resident Evil Outbreak, for those who don't know, is just like plays like RE1. You play as random civilians, and you're dropped into the Raccoon City incident. You go through it's like a whole co-op RE campaign with the backtracky style gameplay. If you remade this in like RE2 remake style, a co-op RE2 remake style game with the modern graphics and the modern engine, I almost want to put it number 1. I'm you could say I almost feel the excitement through the microphone. I almost feel like this could be like the perfect co-op Resident Evil game. I didn't even touch on the co-op in RE5, but like this could just be so damn good. Now maybe it's nostalgia goggles talking, but I just feel like conceptually this game nailed a lot of stuff that was ahead of its time. If you remade this now and did it the right freaking way, oh god, that'd be so good. It would be so good, dude. Like I don't think it's gonna happen. There's no way unless like somebody at Capcom like watches this video and understands, like gets the they understand the assignment. I just don't see it, man. I don't see it'll happen, but I would love it. 7, no. There's 7 I just played replayed recently. It's perfectly fine. There's this, you can remaster it in a couple years if you want, throw a little HD graphics on it, but it's still on the RE engine. It's no need. Village, this is obvious. It's very obvious we don't need that one. I believe that's it. I don't think we're gonna see any remakes of these. I mean, I'd be cool with like an Umbrella Chronicles remake or something, but I don't think we'll get it with like the string. There's no like light gun attachments and stuff now. But yeah, that'll be it, guys. Thank you for watching. Let me know down below which one you think should be remade first. I don't think my list will be all that controversial, except for maybe one pick. Um, but honestly, as long as you're not telling me we need to remake Village, I think it's fair if you want pretty much any of the top five. If you told me RE0 is your number one pick, that's fine. I could see that. I get it. I understand that. I like it enough where I could get the logic. Thank you guys for watching. See you in the next one. Appreciate it. Stay tuned for more RE content, and we will see you guys later.